Okay, so I thought today we could talk a little bit about credit scores because I've come up, and you have as well, when dealing with rentals and buying, credit score can be a real cog in the wheel if it's a bad one.
Yes, and I mean, first off, we should establish what's good, what's bad,
Yes. Yeah.
I see a lot of the times if it's, let's say, 700 or above, your landlord's probably not going to look twice at it, right?
Yeah,
Or your
it's a
prospective
non-issue.
landlord. Yeah. Now, if you're below that, doesn't mean it's bad, right? It just means we have to tell a story. You know, maybe you're just new to the credit score game.
Yeah.
Maybe something along those lines. Maybe you're new to the country.
That's right.
Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it can be improved.
Exactly. And it's good to have strategies to know how exactly to do that. So, we'll give you a few strategies. One being that it's important to have a diverse set of credit or portions of your credit score. So one could be a line of credit, we could have a credit card, an auto loan if you drive. Think about diversifying your credit score.
And it's also important to make sure you have your regular monthly bills in your name.
Aha!
Right?
Yes.
So your phone bill, maybe your hydro bill, things
Yeah.
like that, those can slowly build credit over time because
Yeah.
you're paying them every month.
Yeah.
But a lot of people end up, your phone bill's still in your mom and dad's name because you've had it since you were 15 and...
That brings up a good point for couples as well.
Yes.
I've seen this before. A lot of times, a couple might have everything in one person's name. When you're going through an application process or a buying process looking for a mortgage, both people on that title or on that lease are going to need to produce their credit score. And if one person's is non-existent or bad, they'll say no really quickly. Put both people's name on loans if you are planning to make a real estate move in the future.
Another important thing, of course, is to make sure you're paying every month.
Yes.
When it comes to your credit card bills, you can even pay them more than once a month.
Yeah, if you do like a weekly small amount, if they see the frequency of your payments a little bit higher, that can help boost your score as well.
And it's best to stay away from the maximum of your credit cards.
Ideally, you want to be under 30% of your total credit. So if you have $100,000 worth of credit, keep the amount that you're using under $30,000. So just a little bit of a calculation, it's worth knowing. One other thing I want to mention too, hard and soft checks. So there are hard checks sometimes when you're applying for loans. Always just ask if you're looking for credit, if they're going to do a hard check, if they're going to do a soft check. A hard check everyone can see on your credit report, and it does actually bring your score down. If you're looking at an auto loan or a mortgage, you're going to have a hard check. You can't get around it. But if you can get something with a soft check, that's better. Only you can see that on your report. Nobody else can see it, and it does not negatively impact your score. Okay, and we do have a little bit of a tip. If you have to do a hard check, for one thing, say you're looking for a mortgage. If you do all of your hard checks within 1 week, it'll just be seen as one hard check and not negatively impact your score as much as if you did them spread out over a few weeks. So, helpful pointer.
Finally, it's important to just check up on your score. Most banks will offer you some sort of free score. They might not give you the full report, but they'll offer, usually a free meter of where you're at on the numerical scale. And then, when it's time, you might need to get a full report. Usually you can do that from an Equifax or something like that.
Yeah, there's a few free services that are good to use, like
Yes.
Borrowell we like
Yes.
as well. Equifax is great. Well, we hope this has been helpful. Always keep in mind your credit score can be hugely helpful for you in a real estate transaction or hinder it. So it's good to be mindful, and we hope these tips were helpful.